Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Okay, I'm all bundled up because I thought that it would be so cold out here, which it is, but it's not as cold as I thought it would be. It was windy earlier, and it is like still right now. It is completely still. Can you hear that stillness? It's very, very still, and I just made it's very, very still, and I just made some coffee. You can see it's like steaming off of here. Can you see the steam? I don't know if you can see it or not. But anyway, this is eggnog flavored coffee. It's from this brand. I didn't like it when I first tried it, but I tried it like a month or like 2 months ago or something. And then the other night, while I was reading my Christmas books, I think it was 2 nights ago, I made a cup of it. And I was like, ooh, I really like it. Probably because I'm in the Christmas mood now. But the brand is, it's like the Cape Cod Coffee Company or Boston Coffee Company or something. Anyway, I don't know. I like this though. It's not bad. It has an eggnog like flavor to it, but not too strong. But it's nice. It's kind of Christmassy. I got done with all of the Green Mountain coffees that I was using. Well, the Green Mountains that weren't Christmas. And so last night I filled up my K-Pod drawer with my Barney's Santa's White Christmas, and then the community coffee, I have like a holiday flavor and then some other one, and then the eggnog, I have like 4 or 5 different like Christmas flavors, holiday flavors in my drawer now to make all my coffees from. So yeah, have all that ready. So I just made my coffee, and then I just got up. I was going to film on all of my channels today, and I ended up filming on all of my channels except for my BookTube channel, because I was like, I'm going to take a day to wait until, it's like, what is, leaves are blowing, but I thought somebody was walking out there. It was very scary. More Halloween than Christmas. I was going to do the BookTube video today too, but I was like, you know what, I think I'll just wait till tomorrow or Saturday to do it, because I like filmed 2 already this week. So I was like, I think I'll just wait until Friday or Saturday or Sunday to film this. So brought my lighter out for my candles. So I thought we would light the candles. Come on, lighter. This lighter's been sitting out here for a while, so maybe it's cold. That's why it's not working. Why is this lighter not working? I have to have candles. There it goes. Okay. I brought the lighter out here and the camera about 15 minutes ago. And then I was talking to Alex. Alex just got home from work probably about a half an hour ago. And he is eating Chipotle, and he is watching some show that one of his friends told him to watch called The Agency. I said, do you like it? He said, it's okay. He's like, I'm not sure I'm going to keep on watching it. So that's what he is doing. So I thought that I would come out here so that he could sit downstairs and eat his food and watch a show and stuff like that. Plus, I haven't really been outside much today, so I thought the cool air would maybe do me some good. About an hour ago, I felt pretty good when I got up today, which is weird because I'll tell you about last night. I felt pretty good when I got up today. Didn't have a headache or anything like that, even though I didn't get a lot of sleep. I think part of the problem is, yes, I know, after 3 years of people saying in the comment sections, I finally come to the resolution that I think I need more sleep. So I do think that I need a little bit more sleep. I only probably got about 6 maybe hours of sleep last night. I actually feel pretty rested, which is kind of strange, but I also take a long nap at night, you know? But I got up today, and I felt okay when I got up. I mean, I didn't feel great, but I didn't feel bad at all. Didn't have a headache or anything. And then about an hour ago, I don't know if it's, sometimes when I'm like filming one video after another, I'm talking so much, and then my head starts hurting from that. So it might be because of that. But about an hour ago, I started getting a headache. So I think it was right before Alex got home, which was probably about 35 minutes ago, I took some Aleve. I've been going back and forth between Tylenol and Aleve. It's like one day one works, the other, I don't know. So anyway, so I'm hoping that my headache starts going away. Sometimes when I vlog, my headache, I know it sounds strange, like I get a headache from talking so much, but then when I talk more, my headache starts going away. Or maybe I just kind of don't pay attention because I'm talking so much. I don't know, but sometimes when I'm vlogging, my headache starts going away. So I'm hoping that that happens and I start feeling a little bit better. But other than that, I don't feel bad today at all. Last night, I took a long nap. I took like a 3-hour nap last night. Yeah, because I laid down about 8:30. I laid down about 8:30 and I slept until about 11:45. So I slept for about 3 hours and 15 minutes. I mean, I was out. And Alex was downstairs watching a show, and I was like laying sideways in the bed. I was almost asleep, and then he like shouted up and asked me something, and I don't even remember what he asked me, but anyway, I fell asleep. I fell asleep really, really quick. Well, when I woke up last night from my nap, I snoozed my alarm, and Alex was coming upstairs to watch like one last show. I can't remember what he was watching last night. He was binging some show, and he came upstairs to watch one last show, and then he was going to bed. And I woke up, and I was completely disoriented. I felt really, really shaky. It's so strange, and this is what the doctor said was anxiety. Like, Alex, like, I had him feel my hand, because he held my hand. I felt literally like I was shaking. And he, like, held my hand, and he, like, held my arm, and then he, like, went, like, he was like, you are not shaking at all. But it feels like I'm shaking. I don't know how to explain it. I started, like, Googling some stuff last night, and I was like, no, you need to stay off this, because I was like, it was like, all this different stuff was coming up about internal, that I was like, no, you need to just stay off this and listen to what the doctor says. But I don't know, somebody the other night, well, last night when I was like, first of all, I just want to say last night on my vlog that I was kind of like nervous to post anyway. You guys were really, really sweet. I mean, I got so many direct messages about so many different people's variations. I mean, some people, a lot of the comments were very similar to that too. Some people were like, I'm a full-blown atheist, but thank you for sharing this. Other people were sending me Bible verses. Other people were sharing this. Other people were sharing that. Other people were like, I'm totally where you are spiritually, and like, I've been there too. A lot of people were like, I mean, it was so many different things and so many different opinions. And you know what? And that's one of the things I love about this channel is that, you know, like when I share stuff, like when I share stuff on my Peterisms channel, like I like, you know, talk about meditations and healing and whatever, I try to like apply, even if it's like a 12-step thing, I try to apply it, or a spiritual thing, to people that don't have any spiritual beliefs, or people that aren't working a 12-step program, so that it can be like relatable to anybody. And that was really kind of like what I was talking about yesterday. I mean, I got into very specifics yesterday about my spiritual beliefs and stuff like that, and how I was struggling. But I hope that that conversation was relatable to all people, that it wasn't just like, oh, this is how Peter, I mean, like, I am not the person that believes that how I believe is how everybody should believe at all. I think that, first of all, would make the world a very boring place. Second of all, I think we learn from each other. One of the things that is like, I'm really quickly turned off by people, mostly in my personal life, is when somebody says, this is what I believe, this is how I believe, and this is how it's going to be, and you can't convince me otherwise. Like, they are not even willing to have a conversation about it. And that's what I was kind of saying yesterday about like sharing stories with each other about, you know, where we're from and how, you know, and that you guys did that yesterday. And I just want to say I'm so grateful for that. But I don't by any means believe that what I believe is the end all of the world, or what about anything, you know, like, I don't know, I just don't. But it felt very like, when I got done filming the vlog yesterday, I felt so good. It just felt like this is such a safe place for me. And you know, there was people that messaged me that were like, I don't necessarily relate to what you feel like spiritually, but I have felt very alone in this world before. And that was kind of just really what I was saying. Like, however you define that, you know, like, I have my husband, I have my best friend, I have people in my life, but there are moments, many moments, that I feel really alone in this world. And I don't even know how to explain it. It's different than being lonely. There are times that I feel lonely too, that I yearn for, you know, being around people and whatever. There are moments that I don't. You know, I think part of it is I grew up as an only child, so I play very well alone. I do very well alone, almost to the point where it's not healthy for me sometimes. And I'm fully aware of that. But I think that, like, sometimes for me, I mean, okay, so there's a difference between feeling lonely, like I want to be around people, like go out to dinner or hang out with people and stuff like that. There's a difference between that and feeling like alone. Like I'm going through what I'm going through alone, you know? And I've said this before in videos, and somebody actually said it. I don't know if it was on yesterday's video, but it was a vlog from, I don't know, sometime in the last couple days. Somebody said something to the effect of, like, you can be standing in a room full of people and feel completely alone. I have felt more alone standing in a room full of people than I have felt being at home by myself sometimes. And it's a lot of it is a safety issue with social anxiety. I think a lot of it is growing up being bullied, growing up being an only child. I think it's a lot of it feeling like I'm always on the outside looking in and things like that, you know. it's a lot of that, you know, but, yeah, but thank you. I really appreciate all the comments and stuff. And like I said, I think there's a huge difference between feeling lonely, which I think, I have felt that at many times in my life. Like, I feel lonely. You know, honestly, I'm pretty good about checking myself. Like, first of all, I talk on the phone a lot to people, and like that helps me a lot, you know? I do stay connected to people. It's not like I just don't talk to anybody or whatever, you know? But to be honest with you, I don't get lonely very often. I think this is different because it feels like a lot of the things that I've gone through, whether it be like the accident, Boo Radley, you know, just even like being on YouTube, it's like nobody in my life does what I do. I mean, it's not like you get up and you go get ready and go into work. It's like, it's a completely different world. It's why it's kind of nice to have other people that do the same thing to talk to, you know? Because they get it. They understand what it's like. I mean, and so I feel like there's a lot, you know, even though I had a lot of people around me at the time that I went through that or whatever, and like even Alex and I, like going through the loss of our dog or dogs and whatever, we are responding to those things completely differently. The way that I respond to it is completely different than the way that he responds to it. Some nights, in all honesty, like I'm completely fine and he's the one that's not doing well. And so we lean on each other. But I think in my very quiet moments to myself, sometimes I feel very alone in things. It's nice to have people to lean on, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, in my thoughts and my feelings, I feel alone in the world a lot. I think it also has a lot to do with that, you know, I have my dad and my stepmother, but, like, my mom's passed away. I don't have any siblings. This isn't a feeling that came around at 52 years old. This is a feeling I have felt from a very young age, you know? I mean, I was an only child. My parents got separated. It was me and my mom or me and my dad. And then it was me and my dad and my stepmom or me and my mom. It was always very quiet, I felt alone a lot in life. It's not just about a spiritual thing. It's about a human connection too. And, you know, it's interesting because I had a friend of mine that years ago, we were talking about like making new friends as you get older and how it's hard. It's hard to make new friends as you get older because I think a lot of what I've done is comparing to friendships that I've had for a long time. Like Tanya and I have been friends for 26 years. You know, it's hard to cultivate a friendship like that, you know, on a deep, I like to go deep with my friends. I like to have deep friendships. And so it's hard to make a friendship and then all of a sudden have that kind of deep connection. I think being in sobriety kind of cultivates that because, like, as soon as you meet people, you're already talking about deep stuff. That's just kind of the nature of the beast, so to speak, with sobriety, right? But I remember a friend of mine years ago said something to the effect of, like, there aren't that many people at this point in my life that I really want to get to know that I think, like, I don't really care if I make a whole lot of new friends anymore. I'm good with the ones that I have. Which is interesting because this friend of mine has made, like, a lot of, this isn't something that I talk about in videos at all, but this friend of mine has made, like switched to a lot of things in their life and has a completely new friend group. I mean, I'm still friends with this person and, you know, Tanya's still friends with this person and everything like that, but, like, they have, like, a different friend group now, which is interesting that they said that to me, you know? And I think I kind of, like, bought into that for a while. Like, maybe I'm at the point where I don't really want a lot of new friendships. And I don't think that's true. I think I do want more friendships. I think I do want new ones, you know? I was just going to say something about Nikki, and this is actually Nikki that's texting me right now, which is kind of funny. About eating her dinner. But, you know, like, when I met Mel, and Mel and I became friends, like, Mel and I, like, it started over a book club, and then just talking, like, it went deep pretty quick. Nikki and I were very similar to that. And I'm grateful for them, you know? It's hard, though, because they don't live in Indianapolis, and I don't live near them, so it's hard, you know, sometimes. I don't know, but that's the loneliness aspect of it. The feeling alone is, I just sometimes, I just feel like really alone just in life. Not lonely, just alone. And I could be, like, surrounded by a ton of people. I can sometimes be like, I mean, Caroline and I can sometimes be like at Costco and I'll have that feeling where I just feel like I'm alone. Like even though I'm with her, you know, and there's tons of people around, I feel very alone. Sometimes I don't even really know how to put words to it. I mean, I remember my mom used to say there's some feelings you have that you can't put words to. I think that's one of them. I don't know that I really know how to explain it. I think it's something you either feel or you don't feel. And I've actually talked to people that are like, yeah, I've never felt that before. I've never felt that alone. I feel sometimes alone. Like I just don't. I feel like I'm going through everything kind of alone, even though I have people around me, and I'm grateful for that. And that's a hard thing, too, to be, you know, like Tanya, if she and I talk about it, she'll be like, oh, I totally relate to that. And I even said to her the other day, it's like, it's hard because, like, Alex doesn't really relate to that feeling so much, you know, and Tanya will be like, oh, yeah, her husband doesn't either, right? And so, like, Alex, I think, sometimes feels like, I wish I knew what to do for you when you feel that way. And there's not really anything to do. Like, you know, and Alex is very solution-oriented. God love him, you know? And so he'll be like, let's do this, or well, let's do that, whatever, you know? But I don't know how to explain it. There's a huge difference to me to being alone and being lonely. I don't feel lonely very often. And sometimes I feel loneliest when I'm around a lot of people. If I'm in this, like, you know when they say the new, like, it's called, like, the extroverted introvert or something like that. Like, that is totally me. Like, if I'm in a group of people, like at Caroline's house or Alex's family's house, or, you know, just me and Alex around the house, or when we're with friends, or Tanya and I, or whatever, like, I'm really extroverted. I'm like, you know, like, let's sing and dance and whatever. But when I'm in a group of people that I don't really know that well, like, I'm very uncomfortable. Now it's a family group chat going on because today is my brother-in-law's birthday. Happy birthday, Foo-Foo! The older he gets, it feels kind of weird saying happy birthday, Foo-Foo, especially, you know, that he's going to be a dad and all that kind of stuff. But at their wedding, I told Jesse, like, the day before their wedding, I said, okay, when you guys get married, I'm not going to call, because Jesse and all their friends and stuff call him Monn, which is his name. His name's Monn. The family all calls him Tato, and then Alex and all his friends call him Foo-Foo. I think Carlos and Liliana, no, Carlos calls him Tato. Carlitos and Sebastian call him Tio Tato. I think Liliana calls him Foo-Foo. Alex's mom goes back and forth. She doesn't call him Monn. She calls him Tato or Foo-Foo. Which is funny, because it's like a thing that started in college with Alex calling him Foo-Foo when Alex was in college. So... But I told Jessie, like, the day before they got married, I said, when you get married, I'm going to start calling him Juan. And she was like, why? And I said, because all your friends call him Juan, and he introduces himself to Juan to people. Like, you know, he doesn't want to be called Foo-Foo for the rest of his life, right? I mean, Alex will call him Foo-Foo forever, right? And so it was like the next day or two, I can't remember where we were. I think we were at the beach. And it was like all their friends and stuff. And I said something about, I said, hey, Juan, or something like that. And Jessie looked at me and she goes, you can't do that. You have to call him Foo-Foo. And I go, why? And she's like, it's just so weird to hear you call him Juan. She's like, I've always heard you call him Foo-Foo. She's so funny. But it's Foo-Foo's birthday today. It's Juan Tato Foo-Foo's birthday today. And he is 31 years old, and he is going to be a dad this next year. I can't believe it. She looks fantastic, and I'm so excited for them. We will not see them for Christmas, because they do every other Christmas. Like, this Christmas they're with her family, and next Christmas they'll be with our family and stuff like that. So, and her family's fantastic, but, so we will not see them for Christmas this year, but we will see them after the baby's born. I'm really excited about that. So, and they just moved. They just got a house. They just moved into a house. So it's Foo-Foo's birthday today. It's also Heidi's birthday. Happy birthday, Heidi. Happy birthday, Heidi. Heidi's husband booked her a cameo, and I did it this morning when I got up. I want to make sure I got it before we're done on her birthday. I'm like trying to catch up with cameos. So, I don't know why. I usually, like, for holidays, for Christmas, I usually get cameos. Like, it seems like people usually book them, like, the day or two before Christmas. And then it's, like, those last 2 days. I can remember one Christmas. I had them, like, all listed, like, how many I had to do. I think I did, like... My cameos are not sure. I mean, like, some people's cameos, I'll, like, watch them and they'll be, like, 30 seconds long or a minute. I remember when I got the one for from Sheena Shea for Alex, which she did it to me instead of for Alex. She didn't even get it. But anyway... The other one that we got from Dominique, I can't think of her last name. Hers was long. Hers was like what I consider long for like a celebrity one. I don't consider myself a celebrity. But hers was like 3.5 minutes, I think. Dominique, what's her name? I love her so much. But anyway, Sheena Shea's, which was the most expensive of all of them. I mean, it was expensive, and it was like, it was like maybe 45 seconds, if that. So I won. Some of it just kind of depends on what I'm talking about. If somebody gives me if the more people get me to talk about, the more I can talk about stuff. If somebody just says like, "Can you wish Judy Merry Christmas?" Like that's not a lot to go on. So if you're going to book a cameo. And a lot of people book cameos for themselves, I just want to say. So if you want to do that, do that. But give me a little something to go on. Like, be like, hey, can you sing a Christmas song? Or, like, hey, can you, like, I love this movie. Can you, whatever, something like that. Or tell me what you do. Or, and tell me a story about yourself. And then I can kind of go off of that. And so, but anyway, so Heidi turned a special birthday today, I won't say. But so happy special birthday to you, Heidi. She actually, she messaged me on Instagram afterwards and was like talking about how she got the cameo and how excited she was about it, whatever. It meant a lot to me, so I'm glad that she got it. But I kind of shared a story with her about when I turned that age and all that kind of stuff. Somebody is running down the street. Needs to be me. Who is running down the street? Oh my god. In sweatpants, a t-shirt, and a hoodie. It is too cold for that. What is the temperature outside? Oh bloody, life goes on. I guess I should probably read this family group text first. Hey, here's Nikki talking about eating her dinner. Okay. They're all talking about going out there when the baby is born. Celebrating Fufu's birthday, then is what they're all saying. So, see, my Spanish has improved. But I don't talk about it on here, okay? It's a little secret. So anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so anyway, so happy birthday, Heidi, to you. And happy birthday to anybody else that is having a birthday. Oh, but what's what I was going to say about the cameos? I remember one year for Christmas. I don't remember last year. I always do around any holiday. It's kind of funny how what holidays get cameos and what I get. It's so weird. It'll be just all of a sudden. I talk to other people that do cameos, and people are like, I don't consistently get cameos. I consistently get cameos. Always consistently get cameos. People are so surprised. They're like, do you really? I'm like, oh yeah. I always have. I mean, on a slow week, I always have at least one or two a day that I have to do. But at this time of year, I'm kind of surprised people are booking cameos for Christmas so early. I mean, y'all are Christmas shopping early, okay? Which is good, because then at least you'll know you get it. Because one year, I got flooded with cameos, the 21st or 22nd of December. And I remember for 3 days in a row, I literally sat inside that computer, and I probably bumped out, I mean, it was ridiculous. It was 50 to 60 cameos a day. Just one after another, after another, after another, Tambourines and fans. But people ask me for pep talks. People will be like, I'm going through this. What do you think about that? Or can you give me some personal advice? Or, a lot of birthdays. I get lots of birthdays and stuff like that. They're fun to do. I like to do them because I like to learn, and I say this in the cameos, I like to learn more about the people that watch my videos. It's a real personal way, and so it's fun. So yeah, so was doing that earlier. What was I saying? Oh, so it's Heidi's birthday. I was saying that because it's Fufu's birthday. Fufu and Heidi share a birthday. Not the exact same age of birthday, but they share a birthday. So happy birthday to both of them. And happy birthday to anybody else that has a birthday. So last night, when I got done with everything, I don't even remember. Okay, I got home, Caroline, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I filmed inside last night, didn't I? Yeah. And so when I got done with all that, what's that noise? Keeps on ticking over there. Alex and I watched, is it Wednesday? Did we watch them last night? We watched Beverly Hills and we watched New York. So we have Salt Lake City to watch tonight, which I'm really excited about. That's the best franchise right now is Salt Lake City. And then after that, we watched Kathy Hilton and Bryn Whitfield from New York on Watch What Happens Live. Nikki Hilton was the bartender. We watched that last night, and then I was like, I'm going to lay down and go to bed. And that's when I went upstairs. I slept so deep. Oh, that's what I was saying. When I woke up, I felt off, completely off. I felt so shaky. I do kind of remember having real weird dreams. I remember my dreams were just kind of very scary. I've been having a lot of nightmares since Boo Radley passed. I don't know what that's about at all. I don't know if that's my mind processing things or what's going on, but I've been having a lot of nightmares. Um, do you know when I told you that it was one day I was sitting out here and there was like all the people, the grandkids were coming and stuff like that, and coming to visit like my pool crew lady and her husband. I should call her husband part of the pool crew too because he comes down there quite a bit. It was our 50th wedding anniversary. Isn't that so cool? I love that. So anyway, I got to say happy anniversary to them. So that was fun. This is like a hard time of year to be out. Like, what is that noise? Is it icing or something? Do you guys hear that like ticking in the background? There's a car coming down the street, but that's not it. It was supposed to snow last night. We didn't get any snow. I thought for sure it would snow. It was supposed to snow between like 11 and 12, and we didn't get any snow at all. But it was so cold last night. What is that noise? It sounds like somebody's like throwing something at the wall. I don't know. Anyway. Did you just hear that? It's like when I start talking, it does it again. I don't know what that is. It's not snowing or icing or anything. It's cold enough that it could. Let's actually look and see what the... What is this? What, I wonder what that is, that sound. Temperature outside is, oh, it's 21 degrees and clear outside. Let's see what it's supposed to get down to tonight. Oh, does it say snow? Or is that icicles? It's, hold on a second, there's an ad. Is this supposed to snow? Is that snowflakes? I can't tell. If it is, it's at like 11 o'clock until, that can't be snow. Are we supposed to have snow all the way until 7 a.m.? No way. A drop in atmospheric pressure over the next 24 hours may trigger... Oh, migraines tomorrow. That's interesting. I don't know what that noise is, but it's driving me crazy. Okay. I don't know what this means. If we're supposed to have snow. I don't know what this like little sign is. Percent. 20% snow. No, that can't be what it means. I don't know what it means. Does anybody know what that means? Oh, no, because it does mean snow. Because here it says 0%, and then next to it there's like a little snowflake. I mean, 5% we're supposed to have snow? That doesn't mean anything. We're not having any snow. 20% by 11 p.m. We're not having any snow. What's the temperature like the next... Oh, here's daily. That's how I figure out about... Okay, so you go to home, and it'll tell you about the migraines, I guess. Okay. A few passing clouds, cold, low, 13 degrees tonight. Where am I at on time? I want to make sure I'm not looking down when this goes over. Okay. Okay, what's going to be the next couple days? Tomorrow, high of 30. 43, 53, 53. So it's going to warm up over this weekend. So I'll be able to sit out here. Oh, and then it's like all next week. Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday 33, Thursday 34, Friday 39, and then it's the 40s all next weekend and 50s. So I'll be able to sit outside next weekend, which is good. I don't know why that's good, but it's good. So I don't have to always sit inside. I do miss kind of sitting outside sometimes. So I took the nap. I felt weird when I got up from my nap last night. What is that noise? It's driving me crazy. I'm almost kind of wondering if it's this chair. Isn't it so weird that as soon as I stop talking, it starts... See? As soon as I start talking, it starts doing that again. Maybe it's like a bird up there or something dropping something. Anyway, it's driving me crazy. But, I felt like real shaky. And I felt really, really shaky for about 2 hours. So I got up, brushed my teeth, washed my face. And then I came downstairs and... at that point, it was like, you know, past midnight. I was in bed for a little bit with Alex and stuff. And then I came downstairs and I read my Christmas books. So I read The 25 Days, which I'm loving. I read the other one, which is called Xmas Break, which I'm loving that as well. It's so fun. How did the battery go to the halfway mark? This battery is dead. Because, I mean, it's at the halfway mark and we're not even at 30 minutes yet. That is crazy. Unless it's so cold because it was sitting out here in the cold for a while. That could be. That is so unbelievable. Because I know I put a brand new battery in right before I put the camera out here. Brought the camera out here. So I'm really, really loving those advent calendar books. Okay. Oh, this is the other thing I did last night. What were we waiting for? Alex was finishing some show before we watched The Housewives. So I sat and the camera stopped at the 30-minute mark. I've been reading that James Patterson book like nobody's business. So I sat in there while he was finishing. I don't even know what show he was finishing, but before we watched The Housewives, I finished a couple chapters of the James Patterson book, Maximum Ride. I really like it. I mean, it's kind of cheesy. It's like, it says it's not for teens, but sometimes some places it says it's like teen, but then on his website it says it's not for teens. It's for teens, but it's cheesy. It's like, I don't know. I mean, it's cheesy, but it's a fast read. It's good. I like it. It's a series. I'll keep on reading it. I got more books that came today. I got this book that came today, so we'll get into this in just a second, because I haven't even read the synopsis for this yet, so I can't wait to show this to you, because this is another one I'm going to read a chapter a day of. It's not built that way, but I'm going to do it anyway. So last night, I read both the Advent Calendar books, and then I had written down, somebody had sent me years ago, I've talked about this before, it was like the BBC did a special of, it used to be on YouTube, and now you can't watch it on YouTube anymore, so I don't know where to watch it. I have the double VHS cassette version of it that I bought on eBay like 25 years ago. Seriously, it was like 25 years ago, of the BBC's version of Box of Delights, which is a book by, I believe it's by James Mansfield, and but I'm probably completely wrong about that. But anyway, somebody years ago sent me the book. It's a beautiful book they sent me, and I've like read a little bit of it here and there, but I've never read it. So I wanted to go downstairs and like find some of the Christmas books that I had down there. So I brought that up, and then I also brought up, do you guys remember I was talking about this not too long ago? There was a Christmas book that I used to love when I was a kid, and like one Christmas where I just kept Christmas going forever. It's like this middle grade book, probably, I don't know, maybe younger than that, but it's The Great Christmas Kidnapping Caper. And it's about this mouse that moves into Macy's. I haven't read this book in so long. I mean, it's real short. It's like a kid's book. So I brought it, I think it only has like 10 chapters, so I brought it upstairs, and I also brought this movie. It's so sad. I remember watching it way back in the day. The book, it starts like the preface from the author. It took place in like 1946. I didn't remember it was that oldly. But it's called The House Without a Christmas Tree. Have you guys ever seen that? I think we watched it at school or something when I was a little kid, and so I have the book to that too, that I've had both those books forever. So I was like, well, you know what, I'll bring those up and just read like a chapter of those a night till I'm done. Just something Christmassy, right? Even though they're for kids, but it'll be just something Christmassy. So, and I brought up the Box of Delights. Box of Delights is longer. Oh, I also had one book that I bought like at Walmart, and it's about, somebody might know what I'm talking about. It's about this girl, and she's like, it's not like a young adult book, it's an adult book, and she's like 20, and she lived in foster care, and her mom was like in jail for being like an addict or something, and now she's working at the grocery store, and she's driving one night when she gets off work, because she hates working at the grocery store, and she drives into this town that's like Christmas town all year long. It's not a cozy mystery or anything like that. I didn't really know what it was until I started it. I was like, oh, I could read a chapter of this tonight. I'll just read all these Christmas books. I had it down there. It was like in the box of the books to donate. I never read it. I don't know where I bought it. Probably with Tanya like 5 years ago or something like that at the Meijer. So I started reading it, and it's about this girl. This is where I'm talking about like religious and spiritual beliefs. I am so happy that for a lot of people, like biblical verses and things like that work for you. They don't really, they don't do a lot for me, in all honesty. I mean, my mom was somebody that loved, like she loved biblical verses and things like that. They don't really do much for me, in all honesty. A lot of people sent them to me last night. I appreciate it. They just don't hit the same with me as they do with other people. And I think people get real offended when you say that. Like, oh, well, but it's just, they just don't for me. Like, lyrics of a song probably hit harder for me than, in all honesty, than like a biblical verse. I don't know, it's just how I feel. It's how I'm wired. So please don't take offense to that. If somebody sends them to me, it's not like I'm like, oh my God, really? Like, and most of them that people send to me I've already heard, you know? I mean, biblical verses are in a lot of literature. They're in, you know, like, I mean, I grew up going to church. I mean, I've heard a lot of those, you know? So, but I started reading this book, and I'm like on page 2, and it's like, it's biblical verse after biblical verse. And I'm like, what is going on here? It's just a Christmas, I understand what Christmas is. It's a holiday. I totally get the Christmas story and all that, okay? But it wasn't like that. It wasn't like biblical verses about the Christmas story. It was about like, she was like driving down the street, and then she started thinking about this biblical verse that she had read, and it had like the biblical verse in there. And then the next paragraph was like, But then she thought about her one foster mother that read her this biblical verse. I'm like, okay, this is not foster care like I know foster care. But anyway, and so anyway, but I was out on the 4th page, and I was kind of like, I want Christmas. I don't know. I want Christmas cozy mystery. I want Christmas thriller. More power to this girl for finding her forever home and all this kind of stuff. I live for that, okay? But I don't think this is the book that I want to read for Christmas, so I took it back down to the basement and put it in the pile. I know there's going to be one person that's going to be so offended by that, okay? But listen, read what you want to read. Watch the movies that you want to watch. And when I like do a reaction to a show, I get so many people that are like, I've never watched an episode of Sister Wives, I could care less. You think that offends me? I don't own Sister Wives, and nobody owns the Bible. I don't own Sister Wives. I don't own these movies. Even when I say, like, To Kill a Mockingbird's like my favorite book and movie, if somebody said I cannot stand that book and movie, it would not offend me. That's an opinion. That's an opinion about a piece of literature in a movie. That does not offend me in the least. You know what I mean? So anyway, so I read that one, and then, and I read a little bit, I read one chapter of that mouse book. It's okay. It's a kid's book. I mean, it is straight up a kid's book, but I read one chapter of it. It was cute. It's about this mouse, and he goes into Macy's, and the store closes down, and he's trying to find a place to sleep, so he goes and sleeps in this, like, the police officer's chasing him all through the store, and then he goes up and he sleeps in this dollhouse after he eats a bunch of cheese in the deli. It's cute. And then I read one chapter of that, The House Without a Christmas Tree. It's so sad. I forgot. I think Jason Robards is in the movie. I watched him, and the girl's name is Adelaide. I don't know how I remembered that. Like, I don't even think I've seen that movie probably 5 times in my life. But, like, what is going on? There's like shadows on the table. It's freaking me out here tonight. It's this car coming down the street. There's a lot going on the street. They're all going down that way though and coming back. But before the book was even, like, I was even open the book and read the preface, for some reason I remember that the girl's name was Adelaide. I have no idea how I remember that. She goes by Addie for short. Stare much? Anyway. Stare much? Anyway. You know when coffee is like still hot and warm, but not hot that it burns your throat? That's what I love. That's where it is right now. Look at all that. Would you just look at it? Can you smell it? I held a candle up to the video. I do it every once in a while. I'll hold a candle up and be like, smell it. And I did that the other day, and somebody said, oh my God, when Peter held the candle up and was like, smell it, I like almost like smell it. Can you smell the eggnog? It smells so good. It's not eggnog, it's coffee flavored, eggnog flavored coffee. It smells good. Look, my sober cup. I gotta remember to order Tanya one of these for Christmas. I think she already knows she's getting one. But anyway. Or did I order it already? It just hasn't come. No, I don't remember because I'm on Amazon so damn much. Okay. So, when I got done with that, I still did not feel good. I was still like, I was reading and I still felt shaky. I still did not feel good. And so, after that, I watched Survivor. And I was like, maybe I need to eat something, like maybe that'll make me feel better. Even though, like, I'm literally holding my hand out and I'm like, you're not shaking. But it felt like I was like this. But my hand was completely still. So I went in the kitchen and I had a cottage cheese. And that helped a little bit, but not much. So, it's a lot like usually like when I wake up. But when I woke up today, I didn't feel like that. I was really worried about it. I was like, you're not going to get a lot of sleep, blah, blah, blah. When you wake up, you're going to probably be shaky as hell. It's going to freak you out again, whatever. I didn't feel like that today when I woke up, and I didn't have a headache. Last night, I was shaky as hell. And then as the night went on, I started getting a headache. So I don't know what it is. I mean, I do know what it is. It's the anxiety. So, because people are like blood sugar or whatever. He tested all that. So anyway, so yeah, so I watched Survivor. Oh my God, Survivor was so good. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but are you guys watching Survivor? So I will tell you this. Somebody that I absolutely could not stand on the show, like I just did not like this person at all, I think might be one of the best game players ever on Survivor. Like, hands down. Like, this is how the show started. It's a him. I liked him a lot, but I was kind of like, he's really bad at this. Like, he is so bad at this. Like, he's not any good. And then as it went on, then I kind of was like, he's kind of getting full of himself. Like, he's kind of arrogant. And, like, they're just not, like, picking him off because they think that he's not any good at the game, which I didn't think he was any good at the game. The last week, I was kind of unsure. And this week, I was kind of like, oh, he might be one of my favorite players ever. Like, he is brilliant. And then to find out that he was planning it all from the very beginning, like, this dumb act was a plan to get people, to manipulate people. I was like, oh my, he's genius. He is so genius. And then looked at somebody at this, and one person when it all went down was like, just looked at him, and then he was like, I'll explain it to you later. I mean, he is running that show. Like, if they do not get him off, like, he will win the whole show. He is, and I did not even see it coming out. I mean, last night's episode was probably one of the finest episodes of Survivor that I've ever seen. I mean, they're talking about putting this plan together, and I'm sitting there, and they're even talking about how there's no way the plan's gonna work. I'm like, yep, there's no way the plan's gonna work. And I'm like, I was like, I couldn't believe it. There were so many moving pieces. It was brilliant. It was genius. I love Survivor and Amazing Race because it's drama, but it's not like people attacking each other kind of drama, you know? So I watched that, and then I read a little bit of Maximum Ride, and then I watched 1,000 Pound Best Friends, which is like my new favorite show. I love that show so much. And I really related a lot to it. I'm not going to get into this because I talked a lot about it on my weight loss journey video today on my Peter Does Stuff channel, but I really was hesitant about filming a video over there today. I've done literally nothing for my weight loss journey this week, and I'm feeling really stagnant. I have felt really stagnant for a long time, and the show really kind of like inspired me a lot. Like, watching that show, it's different. When I went into it, I really thought, oh, this is going to be exactly like... I mean, I like 1,000 Pound Sisters, but I don't need to watch 5 shows like 1,000 Pound Sisters. I thought it would be exactly like 1,000 Pound Sisters. It's not. 1,000 Pound Sisters is really about Amy and Tammy Slayton and the rest of the family. It's about the family relationship, and the weight loss journey, and the surgeries and things like that are like backstory to that. 1,000 Pound Sisters is about 4 women that are going through some shit in their life that have been friends since middle school, and they are all on a weight loss journey together, whether they get surgery or whatever. And they're all at different stages. These women are so effing vulnerable. I mean, they share shit. This Vanessa, now, I'm apprehensive to say stuff because I'm only on I'm like on the 4th, or I think I'm on the 5th episode of season 2, and there's 10 episodes. So, I mean, it's on the 3rd season right now. So if I say something and it changes and then she becomes problematic and hateful, then people will be like, well, you said you liked her. So I don't know. But as of right now, Vanessa, I love that woman. I love her so much. When it started, I loved Megan, and she's fine. But Vanessa, that girl is so real. I mean, she reminds me of people in recovery all day long. I mean, she is the real deal. She is the real deal. She had a conversation with her sister. Her sister brought over... So her son has weight issues too. And so her sister brings over, who's never had any weight issues, which I finally understood why she didn't... Like, her sister kept on, like, feeding her all this crap food. And I think it was because if, like, she couldn't lose the weight, then she couldn't get the surgery. And I think that's why her sister was afraid of her having the surgery, which I understand. But she brings over, like, her lunch, which is, like, she's got french fries and a milkshake, and she gives all this stuff to her son. And she goes crazy. Vanessa goes crazy. She's like, I'm going to have to set some boundaries. Like, you're not coming over here anymore and bringing that food. And she's like, her sister's like, why are you making that big of a deal about it? This is how regular people eat. Her sister's, like, real skinny. And I'm like, that's, first of all, not how regular people eat, is that they go through and get junk food every single day. That's how heavy people think that normal people eat, but we can't eat that way, okay? I wish I could, as a heavier person, eat that way, but I can't. She's like, but milkshakes are good, and Vanessa's like, yeah, they are good. And she's like, after everything I went through, I mean, she moves out of her sister's house because her sister is such an enabler, just so she can lose weight. And she goes, after everything I went through, and I love that she said this, she said, after everything that I went through, I moved out of your house. I'm trying to get healthy. She goes, you bringing that food over here is like bringing a bottle of Jack Daniels to an alcoholic's house. She goes, you wouldn't do it. I was like, exactly. I don't know. That show resonates with me on some level. Kelsey is like really struggling on season 2 with her weight loss and getting approved for this. I mean, the backbone of all these shows is getting approved for surgeries, getting approved for the skin removal and all that kind of, that's all they talk about on these shows, right? But the real story is really the relationships of these people. Kelsey, I love so much, and she goes and sees a therapist. This therapist that they see, I talked about it, I think, yesterday on the show, but her name is Miss... What do they call her? Miss something, Carrie or something like that. I love this woman. She is so sweet, so compassionate. She reminds me a lot of my therapist. Like, very direct, but very compassionate as well. And Miss Christine, maybe? Miss Carrie, I can't remember what her name is. But anyway, this Kelsey girl goes to her because she's willing to do anything for the weight loss. One of the things that they said on the show last night that so resonated with me is that this therapist looks at her and she says, you have to want this more than you want anything else in the world. Do you want this that bad? And she's like, yeah, I'm willing to do anything. So she goes and sees this therapist because she doesn't want to. But Vanessa convinces her, she's like, there's all this emotional blockage that you are not aware that you are eating over this crap. That's the emotional part of eating, right? Like, that's the stuff that I work on with my therapist. And so she's talking about it, and so she decides to go, because Vanessa goes, and she just, like, unloads. I mean, she's been going to therapy. I mean, this Vanessa, I'm like, I love this woman so much. And so Kelsey goes to see her, and she starts talking about her dad passing away, and all this, like, blame that she has, and her dad, like, a lot of, like, why he passed away and his health issues were because of his weight, and he was overweight, and she's mad at him, and she's mad at herself, and she's mad that they didn't do something different, and all this kind of stuff. And, it's so interesting seeing, like, on 1,000 Pound Sisters, the battery's about to die. I gotta go inside and get another battery. It's flashing at me. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I did not realize how cold it was out here until I went inside, and it's so warm and cozy. So I don't know how much longer I'm gonna vlog, because it is really cold out here. I said, Alex, I said, it's so cold outside. He goes, it is, I don't know how, he goes, I don't know how you're sitting out there. It is so cold. I mean, I have a hoodie and this huge coat on. Somebody asked me where I got this coat from. I'll be honest with you. I think the coat is cute. It's not kind of like, I'm a little bit more plain than this, don't y'all think? I mean, it's an UGG coat. It has these huge, it's cute. Like, I wore it the other night to the meeting, and Tony was like, I love that coat so much. I do too. It's very, very warm. I have not been disappointed by anything that I have bought from UGG, from the boots to the coats. I mean, I have several UGG coats, and I love them. Yeah, the one coat that I used to sit out here every winter, it's still sitting in there in a chair. It's like 4 years old. I mean, it's so, like, old, and, like, I mean, it's not in good condition, but, I mean, it's still a really warm coat. If you're wanting to look for things for somebody for Christmas. Last year, was it last year or the year before, I bought Alex, UGG sweatpants and a hoodie, matching sweatpants and a hoodie, and he loved it. Their stuff is expensive, but it is really good quality. I really, really like it, and he loved the sweatpants and the hoodie. So... yeah, they have all kinds of cute, like, all kinds of boots and shoes, and not just, like, the regular ones that you think of. They have all kinds of, Tanya has all, like, she has shoes and sandals and boots and all kinds of stuff. She loves UGG stuff. But Alex just finished his, Chipotle in his show, and I said, he was turning off the TV, and I said, are you going upstairs? And he was like, I'm going upstairs to change. And I was like, okay, well, we have a Salt Lake City tonight if you want to watch it. And he goes, okay. So he was like, what are you going to do when you get done vlogging? I said, put up my vlog and then watch TV. Take a nap at some point. I love when it's so cold like this to get into bed and take a cozy nap. That's like one of my favorite things. Other than, I so look forward to midnight so I can read my books for Christmas. I have not put up my Christmas tree yet. I thought today, it was weird, because I was like, I need to put up the Christmas tree if I'm going to put it up. I mean, we're like 2 weeks out from Christmas, and I'm like, I need to put the Christmas tree up if I'm going to put it up. And then I was like, I don't even know if I care. And it wasn't like a sad thought. Like, I was sad that I wasn't putting up a Christmas tree. I just was kind of like, at night with the candles and everything, it feels so Christmassy. And I was like, this is where do you ever feel like this? Okay, I mean, it's just Alex and I. He does not care if we put up a Christmas tree. Let me just make that very clear. If we never again put up a Christmas tree, he would be completely fine. You know, I mean, at work, he has Christmas trees. His family's house has Christmas trees. Caroline has Christmas trees. My dad and my stepmom have, I mean, everywhere we go, there's Christmas trees. The mall has Christmas trees. Restaurants have, if we don't have a Christmas tree here, he could care less. He does really enjoy the bedding, though. He was like, it's really nice that you get the bedding every year. He told me that. I thought that was sweet. But, you know, like, do you ever get to this point where it's like, okay, like today, I had this, like, emotional response where I was like, I don't know that I even really care if I put up a Christmas tree or not. It has really, at first I kind of, like, a couple days ago, I thought it had to do with Boo. It doesn't really have anything to do with Boo. It has to do with that. I just don't even know that I want to put up a Christmas tree this year. But then the other part of me is that, like, if I don't put up a Christmas tree, like, I think I'll feel like I'll be kind of sad when Christmas comes. I'll be like, well, you didn't put up a Christmas tree. Like, when Caroline and I bought this stuff, like these things, I still haven't taken the tags off yet. When we bought that and the wreath at Costco, like, I was so happy that day. I was so excited about the pillows. I bought these pillows and stuff. I was so excited about it. So I know once I get the Christmas tree up, I'll be really happy about it. It's just like the putting it up, and I mean, it literally takes like 5 minutes. I should just do that tomorrow. We have therapy tomorrow at 1, and then I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if he has. I'm gonna probably come home and make videos. I was like, well, maybe we'll go out to brunch, because Alex mentioned that last time that we did that. But by the time, the places around there close for brunch at 2. So we'd have to go someplace that wasn't brunch specific. But we might do that tomorrow. And then I'll come home and I'll probably film a couple of videos. And maybe I'll put up the Christmas tree tomorrow night. That's probably a good thing to do. Don't you think? Put up a Christmas tree. How many days? Oh, I put my phone inside because it was getting too cold. Oh, that battery that I noticed. Okay. When I took it out of the charger earlier, it was like part of it was chipped. And I was like, well, that's really weird. Like, that's never happened. It was like, it wasn't like the insides of the battery were showing or anything like that. It was like the casing was chipped. And I'm wondering if that didn't contribute to the battery, like, not doing well. That had nothing to do with the cold. So I set it out, because, you know, you can, like, instead of, like, throwing batteries away, that's not good for the environment. There's, like, you know, like Best Buy has those places and stuff like that you can, like, take them there. And so I set it aside to do that, because we have, like, a box of stuff that we, like, old batteries and stuff like that we do that with. Anyway, so that battery is gone. So I'm gonna buy some new batteries, okay? I can buy everything else on Amazon. I can buy some new batteries. So yeah, but, so I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. A couple videos to film. I mean, I have a list of videos to film. Today, on my Peter Watches TV channel, I did a reaction to Hot Frosty. Oh my God, I had so much fun doing that video. It was so much fun. I did a reaction to Hot Frosty. I wanna do a reaction to, well, I haven't watched 1,000-Pound Sisters this week, so I might watch that tonight and do my reaction tomorrow, or I'll watch it tomorrow night and do my reaction on Saturday. You know what? I just remembered Alex has another work thing. So, you know, my husband does, like, contractual things as well. So he has another no spouse Christmas thing tomorrow night, which is totally fine, because then I just get to sit down and watch TV and stuff like that. Somebody commented on my video when Alex went to Gladiator, and they said, you really should have gone to Gladiator with your husband. He really wanted you to go. And it kind of makes me, said something like, I don't even know, like, it kind of makes me sad that you didn't want to go with Alex, because he would have really loved that. And then it was so funny, because like 2 comments down from there, somebody commented, oh, my husband went to go see Gladiator with his best friend today. And I thought, oh my God, your marriage is in trouble, because your husband went with his friend instead of you. You should have gone. My husband didn't give a rat's ass that I went to Gladiator. I know that that's so weird to some people, that you don't spend, I don't spend every moment with my husband. I know that is so weird to some people, that I don't spend every living, waking second with my husband, but we don't. We've been together for 16 years. And to be honest with you, sometimes I don't want to, and sometimes he don't either. And that's called marriage, and it's completely normal. And I'm sorry that you don't understand that, okay? I'm sorry that you don't. You know, it's the same people that say that like mock us for being in therapy for so long. You know, I mean, do what works for you. Be happy, be in love, or don't be. I don't really care, okay? But when people say stuff like that, like, you really should have gone to Gladiator because that would have made your husband so happy. My husband enjoyed eating popcorn and being by himself. My husband does not enjoy me going to movies that I don't want to go to. And I don't enjoy my husband being forced to see a movie that he doesn't want to see. That doesn't mean that my husband shouldn't be able to go to the movie theater and see that movie. I actually think that that's really healthy for relationships when people can do things on their own, okay? It's called unhealthy when you're enmeshed to the point where you have to do everything together. I've been in that relationship. It forced us apart and we weren't healthy. So my husband and I know what works for us. But to the gal out there whose husband went to Gladiator without her and went with her best friend instead, girl, I'm worried about you. Because they're all worried about me, I'm worried about you. I love that that comment was on there, like two right underneath that. Somebody said, I was like, oh, girl, her marriage is in trouble too. She's divorce city because her husband went to go see Gladiator. What's so interesting to me about this is, right? Like, I made this comment one time, and people totally misunderstood what I said, because I said something like, it's rather homophobic. And people are like, what do you mean it's homophobic to say that, blah, 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 whatever, right? But like, my cousin Caroline goes out to dinner 4 nights a week with girlfriends. Mike never goes. Never, okay? Caroline and Mike have a fantastic marriage. He doesn't want to go to dinner with her, okay? It's the fact that I'm on a vlog and I'm talking about it that people are like, oh my God, you don't do this and you don't do that and you and your husband don't spend any time together and whatever. But like, if it was in the real world, do you guys go out to lunch with your girlfriends? Do you have things that you do with your friends alone, like go shopping? Do your husbands do things with their guy friends, like go out and have a drink or watch a game with them? You don't go with them? Oh my God, your marriage is in trouble. Oh my God, your marriage is in trouble. Like, that's normal. Like, that's a normal real world thing. I don't know who's passing judgment on that. I don't know if it's people that are in unhappy marriages, or their marriage has no substance, or they're not married, but that's like a normal married thing. My husband and I have not been together for a year, okay? We've been together for 16 years. Let that settle in for a second. 16, that's a long time, okay? If you have a 16-year-old, remember back to when they were an infant. That's how long we've been married. We've been married for a very long time, okay? I love doing stuff with my husband. I hope that he loves doing things with me too. I think he does, okay? But it's totally fine for us to do things apart from time to time, okay? When Tanya and I go to a meeting on Tuesday nights, I'm not worried about her marriage falling apart, okay? When her husband goes out to dinner with his friend and she sits at home and watches her stories on the TV that she's recorded, because she still does. After all these years, I didn't even know stories were. And her husband, I'll be like, Tanya, what's Eric doing tonight? She's like, oh, he went out with so-and-so to go have a steak. That doesn't mean that their marriage is over. I just want to normalize that, okay? Because whenever I say I'm not doing something with my husband, people freak out. Like, not everybody, but a few people do. And I always said that when I got on YouTube, I was going to normalize what a normal relationship looked like, okay? A normal relationship, a normal, healthy relationship for Peter Monn and Alex Perez, my husband, does not look like us doing things together 24 hours a day. It just doesn't, okay? We spend a lot of time together. We spend enough time together, you know? And I can tell you right now, if I was driving around in my car with my best friend, she'd say, I love my husband. I love him, but sometimes I need time alone, okay? And that's just how it goes, you know? If my husband looked at me at brunch and said, I really want you to go to this movie with me, it would make me really happy for us to go to a movie, do y'all think I wouldn't go to that movie? If I looked at my husband and I said, I really want to go out to dinner tonight, I want us to do something, do you think I wouldn't go, he wouldn't go out to dinner with me? Seriously? Those are conversations, I mean, we ask each other for what we need. That's called, you should ask each other for what you need. I don't know. Instead of, I don't know if that's transference, because you're in relationships where you wish that your husband would go to movies with you, and so it's easier for you to look at my vlog because you're in happy marriages. And I don't know, you look at your husband and go, Peter's marriage is a mess! And then he sits there on the couch and flicks through the TV while you're sitting there obsessing over my marriage. I don't know, maybe you could go, maybe you need to go fix yours or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I know I overshare and I share too much and stuff like that. But it's like this, right? It's like, oh my God, he didn't go to a movie with Alex, he didn't go to Gladiator, they're headed for divorce. Yeah, we probably are. That's going to be 2025, the year of the divorce for me. 2025, I'm going to announce that we're getting divorced and we're finally leaving, and he's had enough of me, and we're done with each other, and cheers to single life. Cheers to single life, then, I guess. I don't know. We're not getting divorced. We're not. We're not. I know some of you out there. Anyway. So, but I thought that was so funny when I got that comment about the because I was reading through the comments, and there really weren't that many about the movie, but somebody was like, it makes me so sad that you didn't go to the movie with your husband. He would have liked... How do you know what my husband would like, first of all? Is what I want to know. How do you know what my husband would like? You don't know my husband very well if you think that he cares, okay? Because if he cared, he'd say, I want to go see this movie with you. That would mean something to me. He didn't say that. In fact, I said to him, do you care if I go or not? He was like, no, not at all. I want to go see the movie. I don't want to wait till it comes out streaming. I go, okay. So he went to the movie. He didn't even go to the comfortable movie because he wanted to see it as soon as it was out. The soonest movie so that he could get home. He didn't even go to the one with the stretch out seats and all that kind of stuff. So I can tell you, for shit, I was not going to go see Gladiator at the uncomfortable theater with no stretch out seats. Okay? Sorry. If that was going to save my marriage, I would maybe do it. But we're not there. If a movie saves a marriage, we ain't there. And so, when I got that message, or that comment, and somebody was like, Alex would have, it makes me really sad that you didn't go, because Alex would have loved that so much. How do you know? I mean, you want me to be for real? I mean, there's some things that my husband might love, okay? I don't know it's about sitting next to a movie theater and I mean, we're not, yeah, sometimes it's nice to go to a movie with each other, okay? But a movie that we would both enjoy. If I wanted to go see a movie, and this has happened before, okay, for example, years ago when I went and saw all the Oscar movies, I asked Alex, which ones do you want to go see? He wanted to see Lincoln, he wanted to see Argo. Those are the ones that we went to go see together. He did not want to see Impossible, he did not want to see Les Mis and all this, so he didn't go. We're still here together. That was about 10 years ago. It's okay to go see a movie every once in a while together. There's this one gal, when we go to brunch on Sundays, there's this gal, she's probably about, she's probably close to 70. I love her so much. She's so cool. And I thought she was single forever. And we we see the same people, so we'll talk to her or whatever. And she's been going there for like 2 or 3 years now. So one day, we were talking, and she said something about her husband. And I said, I didn't know that you were married. And she's like, oh yeah. She's like, I've been married for, I can't remember how long she said. And I said, well, your husband never comes to brunch with you. And she goes, he thinks it's stupid. I go, what? She goes, he thinks brunch is stupid. She goes, I love coming to brunch. She always sits at the island, or the what do you call it? The countertop. She always sits at the countertop, not a table. And she goes, he thinks it's stupid. I love to sit here and order my brunch and sit here and talk to everybody that I know. She goes, I love brunch. She comes in there like 4 days a week. And I was like, so your husband never comes? She goes, he never comes to brunch with me. He hates it. Then there's another couple that they're about her age. They're there every day. They, you know, so everybody's relationship is different. But to that girl out there whose husband went to go see Gladiator with his best friend, girl, you better watch out. You better watch out. Per that one person, our marriages are in trouble. And it's all gonna, I can already see those divorce papers. Peter Monn, divorced Alex Paredes over Gladiator. I can already see it. We in trouble, girl. We in trouble. Okay, so let's get into the next thing. So I'm so into these Christmas books that the other night I saw this when I was looking at 25 days. I think I was vlogging when I was doing this. And I saw this book, and it is called I'll Be Alone for Christmas. I thought it was 25 chapters. It's not. It's 22 chapters and an epilogue. But I'm going to still read it a chapter a night. Oh, those chapters are short. I'm still going to read a chapter a night. Are you ready? Look, I'm so into these cheesy Christmas mysteries this year. Look. I'll be alone for Christmas. 'Tis the season for stalkings. Not stockings, but stalkings. A thriller novella by Kristen Mulligan. I did not link it. Okay. Romy's winter break was planned out months ahead. A week at a cabin. They're always that week at cabins. And they are always. Every book that I'm reading, like a chapter a day, is about a cabin in the woods. Okay. Romy, spelled R-O-M-E-E, Romy's winter break was planned out months ahead. A week at a cabin in the woods sounded romantic. And maybe it was just what her boyfriend of 2 years needed to pop the question. Oh, girl, I'm telling you right now, you better go to Gladiator. You better go to Gladiator, or he ain't never going to pop the question for you, honey. Instead, he proposed. They break up. Oh, a week before they were destined to wake up Christmas morning happier than ever. Heartbreaking. Are you the one that commented that on my video? You are so bitter. It's always the bitter ones. Heartbroken but undaunted, Romy embarks on a solitary journey to the remote cabin. Who would ever? On Christmas, by yourself to a remote cabin? You're asking to get murdered. Yearning for peace and closure in the tranquil snowscape, 6 nights of isolation, wine, and TV shows. Well, I don't drink, but that does sound like a nice Christmas. If I ever got on here and I said, y'all, I have chosen to, I said to Tanya the other night, because we're talking about trips and going on trips and whatever. I said, you know, Alex has taken all these girlfriend trips and stuff like that. I said, I think maybe I just go to Vegas by myself for 2 days and just gamble, like, just blow $10,000 gambling or something. Oh my God, I just pissed off so many people. Anyway, she just laughed. And I said, I don't know. Or, you know, just go somewhere, stay in a hotel, and just watch TV shows and drink fountain cokes. I said, you want to go with me? And she goes, sure. Oh my God, divorce. D-I-V-O-R-C-E. But that does kind of sound like fun, doesn't it? I don't drink the wine or anything like that. But just to sit in a remote cabin and watch TV shows, I guess you could just do that at home. You wouldn't even have to rent the cabin. And then you wouldn't have to worry about a serial killer. I solved the mystery for you. Yet, from the moment she arrives, an ominous presence clings to her. The house is old, creaking and shifting, as if harboring another occupant. Bizarre occurrences escalate as each day passes. Do you know, I was just thinking about this, I was thinking about, like, you know, back in the day, I always wanted to get a cabin in Gatlinburg, Tennessee for Christmas. That's what I always wanted to do. Now, my husband, he don't love cabins in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We've done it a couple times. He don't really love it. If he really loved me, he'd go, don't you think? Just like Gladiator. I don't care. If I want to go to Gatlinburg, Tanya Jean and I would drive down there and we would go to Gatlinburg and stay in a cabin. Her husband don't like it and my husband don't like it, okay? So anyway, but I can remember back in the day, like, one year we thought about, like, my ex and I and my mom thought about not going down there. I was like, what? Not go to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, Smoky Mountain Christmas? I couldn't even believe it. Now I don't even think about it. I love Gatlinburg, and I loved spending Christmases down there, but that was kind of like an era of my life. I want to be on a beach. I do. And we're not going to be on a beach this year. We're not. We just aren't. Not for New Year's. I'm kind of sad about it. I mean, we're going to have fun at this wedding and stuff like that, but I'm kind of sad about it. Yet from the moment she arrives, an ominous presence clings to her. Like my coat. Creaking and shifting as if harboring another occupant. Bizarre occurrences escalate as each day passes. Is this like a paranormal? I can't do all that. blurring the line between reality and a nightmare, making her question everything. She is alone, right? This is so bad. These books are written so poorly. I mean, it is bad. It is bad writing. When Romy, why did you come up with that name? First of all, Kristen Mulligan. Is your picture in here? I like to read author's notes. Acknowledgements. Happy holidays, everyone. It says, where's the author's notes in here? I want to read about the author. Oh, author's note. But I want to read about the author. To anyone who has a wild, if not slightly paranoid imagination, too. Oh, look at this! Table of contents and playlist. Oh my god, each page, or each table of contents, what? Each chapter? Yes, each chapter is a song. That is genius. Okay, this is not, this book is looking up. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Andy Williams, White Christmas, Bing Crosby, Winter Wonderland, Leona Lewis. What? Pick the one that doesn't fit. I don't think that's my favorite version of that. Marshmallow World. I don't like that song by, I don't even know who this person is. Francesca somebody. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I've talked too much today. Somebody said in my vlog the other day, I thought I had my vlog on 2x speed until I realized that Peter was just in a good mood. I am in a good mood tonight. I am in a good mood. I'm sassy. Sassy Frassy. Maybe that should be my drag name. Sassy Frassy. Anyway, Chestnuts Roasting on Open Fire on a Snowy Christmas Night by Elvis Presley. I don't think, do I know that song? Oh, Christmas Tree, Oh, Christmas Tree. I think it's just one, Oh, Christmas Tree, Kristen. By Vince Giraldo. Oh, that's the Charlie Brown guy. Carol the Bells. Lindsay Sterling. Do y'all know who Lindsay Sterling is? We saw her in Vegas at the Marquee nightclub outside. Lindsay Sterling, if I remember correctly, is the electronic guitarist or electronic violinist. She's unbelievable. Have you guys ever seen her? I will never forget when we saw her. There were mermaids swimming in the pool at the Marquee nightclub. I remember, I think that was when we got married, maybe. We went there with our friend Brittany because she was living in Vegas at the time. And we went there, and I mean, Alex and I were mesmerized. I was at the Cosmopolitan. And there was, like, mermaids swimming in the pool. Not real mermaids, obviously, but I wish. And Lindsay Sterling was, and she's electric violin. I was blown away. Have you guys ever seen her? Look her up on the YouTube. She's fantastic. Okay, I think that's Lindsay Sterling. Christmas Tree Farm by Taylor Swift. I don't know that song. I'm not that much of a Swiftie. Blue Christmas by Celine Dion. Celine Dion. Let It Snow by Dean Martin. Baby It's Cold Outside, Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey. Oh, she did not go to Gladiator with him. Okay, she did not. She did not go to Gladiator with him. But I do want to tell you guys a little secret. So back in the day when I used to get the iced coffee with an extra shot and one Splenda, that came from Jessica Simpson. That's how she said she lost a bunch of weight. Candy Cane Lane by Sia. I did watch that Candy Cane Lane with Eddie Murphy last year. That was really cute. I really liked that movie. Who did I talk to that said, oh, Emily Baker. Emily Baker used to live in that neighborhood where they put up all, well, right outside of it where they put up all those Christmas decorations. Because when I talked about it in a video, she was like, oh my God, did you not, I used to live in that, she doesn't live there anymore. She doesn't live in California anymore. But she was like, she texted me and she was like, I saw you talking about this movie. I just was like, I used to live there. I was like, do they really decorate like that? She's like, oh yeah, that's like a real thing. I did not know that. Okay, but I don't know that song by Sia. But I know Chandelier. Is that by Sia? The Little Drummer Boy. Lindsay Sterling. Oh, she likes Lindsay Sterling a lot. Okay, Christmas Dreams. Francesca. I don't know who that person is. Deck the Halls. Delta. I don't know who that person is. Good Room. Do You Hear What I Hear? The Glee Cast. I think I have that in my phone. Oh my God, I wanted to be a Gleek of the Week so bad. I told my husband the other night, I was like, you should think about watching. Did I tell him this or was I just thinking it? I think I told him. I think he would like Glee. He thinks it's so cheesy. Me and Melissa and Jason used to watch it Melissa and Jason were obsessed with that show. Now she's moved on to New Kids on the Block and Lady Gaga. Christmas Lights, Scala. Oh my God, do you know what I just remembered? Is it Thursday night? Oh my God. I am really that excited. No, really, I am. Found is not on until January 16th. It doesn't come back till it's like mid-winter break. But do you know what is on tonight? Oh my God, I get to watch it at midnight. Matlock and Elsbeth. I cannot wait. Oh my God, I cannot believe it. Matlock and Elsbeth are on tonight. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay. I don't know what made me think of that. Christmas Lights. Scala and Kolochny Brothers. I don't know them. My Only Wish This Year by Britney Spears. Okay, the finest version of that is in that Christmas movie we watched the other night called Single All the Way. I love that movie so much. Silent Night by, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by Gene Autry, of course, classic. Silent Night by Kelly Clarkson. I love Kelly Clarkson so much. A moment like this. I can remember when she won. My ex and I had just broken up, and I can remember when she won. Was that when we broke up? Well, whenever, I don't know. That was that apartment that we lived in, and I called my mom, and we were both crying because Kelly Clarkson won American. That was the very first American Idol. Justin Guarini, where does he eat today? Does anybody care? You don't care about Justin Guarini, and guess who else doesn't care? I don't. Anyway, Silent Night by Kelly Clarkson. I saw her at the State Fair one year. Well, actually, Alex and I think it was the last time we were at the State Fair. We were blown away. She wasn't even like on a main stage or anything. She was just on like a little side stage, and she had her band with her. She is really, I mean, Kelly Clarkson is really that good live. No auto-tune, nothing like that. I mean, she was literally with just some country band singing. I mean, there were probably 100 people sitting there on, bleachers listening to her. She is that good. She just, like, decided she was going to play. It wasn't, like, tickets for sale or anything like that. Like, Kelly Clarkson is really that good. She really is. I'll Be Home for Christmas by Michael Bublé. And All the Fun We Had Last Year by Leighton Meester. How do I know who that is? Is Leighton Meester, she the girl that was in Gossip Girl? How does she have a song? Or is it, I don't know who Leighton Meester is, I guess. But anyway, so let's read on about this. She is alone, right? Just imagine Peter Monn, okay? Pitch black downstairs. 6 candles lit between the kitchen and the living room. Candle wax fireplace going. Eggnog coffee, okay? With my reading lights around my neck. And I'm so cozy in my chair with my blanket and stuff like that. Reading Christmas thrillers! But then I get so pissed. Somebody said this in the Vloggerinos group, I noticed. They said, are you guys reading this book and are you so pissed? Or something. They didn't say it like that, but they said, are you, like, wish you could read more than one chapter? Yes, but that's the fun of it. You have to stop at one chapter. I want to know what's going on, too. She is alone, right? I wish I had written that line alone. She is alone, right? Romy. When Romy and Michelle decide to go to their high school reunion, no, that's not what it's about, but I wish. It's not even spelled the same way. Romy is spelled R-O-M-E-E. When Romy decides it's time to leave the vacation rental early, hell yes, I would too. If you're keeping up with 25 days, okay, let me just tell you this right now. If you're keeping up with 25 days, when the mom is like, we need to leave 2 days early, and the dad's like, why? Because there's a serial killer? I was like, I am with the mom all day long, okay? I said I was going to do a review every 5 days. Well, we're on the 5th day. I'll do it maybe tomorrow or the next day. But I was like, I was with the mom. I was like, let's check the hell out of this place, okay? I am out of this house, this cabin in the woods. It's not even in the woods. It's just out in the middle of nowhere. There's woods like behind it and stuff like that. No, that book is freaky, okay? I'd be out of there. The mom's like, don't you think we should leave? She goes, because I'm scared. People are saying something about me not going to Gladiator. That woman looks at her husband and says, I want to leave because I'm scared, okay? I'm terrified. And he goes, no, we can stay another 2 days. I'd have been like, no, we are leaving now, ma'am, okay? Pack up the car. We're leaving. We need to go. I need a fountain pop. Oh, my God. I just hit the table and it, like, dropped the treadmill. I mean, the tripod. I'm so excited about my walking pad coming. But anyway, I would leave early, too, okay? I would be, is there paranormal ghosts and things out there? I'd leave. I would be out. Listen, I wouldn't even stay one night, okay? True story. When Romy, true story never been told. When Romy decides it's time to leave the vacation rental early, it's already too late. They're all snowed in. They're all snowed in. And you know what? Every year I'm always like, I just want a book to read about Christmas where they get snowed in someplace. And now I'm reading like 16 of them. Why is it every book that I'm reading this year, they're snowed in and I'm living for it? But can we just get some snow here? Like, I just want some snow here. She's alone, right? She is alone, right? She is alone, right? Okay, wait. When Romy decides it's time to leave the vacation rental early, it's already too late. Snowed in and unable to escape, she has to survive the frigid conditions and limited resources. And, well, not 25 days, because they've got a whole storm shelter full of canned food. And also, they just happen to have a slide projector down there, too. And limited resources. People are like, why are you ruining the book? You're supposed to be on day 5, okay? It's an advent calendar book. Don't yell at me that you haven't kept up on the assignment. and limited resources, and the possibility that someone sees her when she's sleeping and knows when she's awake. This is bad. This is bad. Now watch, I'll come on here tomorrow and be like, oh my God, you guys, this book is so good. Because at 12 o'clock at night, it hits a little bit different with all the candles lit and stuff like that. I'll be alone for Christmas. You can count on me. It is so cold out here that I'm getting off here now. Okay, so I'm going to go inside and I'm going to upload this video, render this video, upload it to YouTube, and then I will post it. And we're going to watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And then I don't know. And then it's nap central tonight. And then when I get up, I get to read my Christmas books and I get to watch Matlock and Elsbeth. I cannot wait. I've been waiting now for 2 weeks to watch those damn shows. Do you think there'll be Christmas? Oh, I think this week is a Christmas edition of Elsbeth. Oh my God. Who did I just see is coming on Elsbeth? It's like a father and daughter or father and son or something like that. Who did I just see is coming on Elsbeth, a special guest? Because every week on Elsbeth, it's like a special guest person. Anyway, y'all, I'm freezing, so I'm going to get out of here, okay? I'm going to go inside. I'm not going to get out of here. I'm going to go for a run in the cold. In my UGG plush coat. Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing, what is today? Is today? I was like Wednesday. Magically amazing Thursday. If nobody, look at the, it's come. Look how cold that is. That should be my thumbnail. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys. Stay warm, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.